A North Olmsted soccer coach has been indicted on charges accusing him of having sex with a 14-year-old. Joseph Zuricki was arrested in Streetsboro on Monday after a security guard spotted him and the teen in a car. The two apparently met on an internet chat site. The 37-year-old faces several charges, including unlawful sexual conduct, importuning, and disseminating harmful materials. Bond was set at $150,000. Now, in a statement, North Olmsted Superintendent Michael Zollar said in part, to his knowledge, the district has not gotten any complaints about Zuricki in his time as a coach, adding he is suspended from all coaching activity and not permitted on campus or near any students.